Hey guys, full screen Pet Gives Up here, and thanks for tuning in for another video. Now today we're doing sort of a mod showcase for Assetto Corsa. I haven't really done one of these videos in quite some time, but recently a mod's come out that is right up my alley. It's exactly my cup of tea, and I think it might be yours too. This is the Formula RSS 1990 V12, and it's absolutely not the Ferrari 641 of the same year. But jokes aside, of course, this is obviously based off it. Now, these early 90s cars, in the eyes of a lot of people, these are the best F1 cars ever. I'm kind of inclined to agree. I much prefer the early 2000s stuff, but I do very much enjoy these cars too. In fact, a large chunk of the the F1 fan base, especially people I speak to, they might say this is the best looking F1 car of all time, but I'm not sure if I entirely agree with that. Now, I could talk about this car a lot, but the simple fact is I would just be reading off Wikipedia. I'm not really fully clued up on the specs of these cars, but all you need to know is it has a V12 naturally aspirated engine delivering about 650 brake horsepower. And yeah, it absolutely screams. They've nailed the sound, they've nailed the looks, as RSS always do. We're going to take this for a little 10-lap race against the AI at where else? Monza. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to the track. On the grid then for 7 laps at Monza in our RSS Formula 1990. V12 of course. Good to have a start like that. My touring car race the other night. Flying past the AI, but they are set a little bit lower. I was really struggling to find a happy medium with the AI, but I just want to have a fun race against them and yeah, show off the mod. Through turn 1, a little bit of biff there, but we're all good. Through the middle. Heart like the Red Sea. AI brakes so early for this this chicane. Lesmo 1, never get it right, always run wide. Lesmo 2 requires commitment that I just don't have. Car oversteers a little bit. You can save it when the car oversteers. It's not crazy. Another Parabolica, got a very good run on the AI there. See ya. And that is 1 lap of Monza in our Formula V12. Right just before the 150 board. Down to first. Give this yellow car the old switchback. See you later. Alright, now the reason that I picked Monza is this car's based on the Ferrari 641. Where else do you take it? 641 driven by Alan Prost and Nigel Mansell. Won 6 of 16 races in the 1990 season. Believe was the main title challenger to Ayrton Senna. But my knowledge of F1 from that era is a little bit lacking. So someone may have to correct me. Now let's talk a little bit about the mod. RSS have done a really good job here of finding a happy medium between what's drivable and what is, you know, probably what you would expect of a car, this kind of car from this era. It will oversteer, it will understeer, it will spin you out, but it's very manageable. It's quite tame compared to a lot of mods. A lot of mods that are driven of cars from this era. The best thing I compare it to is if you have Assetto Corsa, if you've driven the Porsche 962, It's a bit like that, where it is a bit crazy, but at the same time, it's very drivable. Is this the lead? See that there? Car, the rear end did sort of come around a little bit. This is the lead. Car lifts coming out of that corner. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Alright, well, we have the lead. That's one way of taking it. Well, now that we're in the lead, we can just focus on putting in some fast laps and really just driving this car and getting the most out of it. Like I said, this is a very enjoyable car to drive. Put the wide there in Scary. Oh, we're all over the place. Oh, it's a disaster. Never mind. AI's miles behind us anyway. Every time I run a little bit wide there at Parabolica, I remember that Formula 3 crash from last year where the car just went into low Earth orbit. You know, driving this car against the AI, it's fun and all, but I would love to get like an evening where we can drive this car against some other people. Hopefully when we get some more subscribers on the channel we can think about doing that. Because there's loads of cars, mods and official content that I would absolutely love to drive online. But it just doesn't really happen. Maybe some of the Discords I'm currently in, maybe they'll run a server where we can race this car. This mod hasn't really been covered by a lot of the larger YouTubers, which I find quite surprising. Everyone knows that early 90s F1 is the best. The car's just hanging on for a Scary. You know, the comparisons to the Porsche 962 that I said earlier, it's very loose, sort of low and mid speed, but once you put the foot down and the downforce comes on, it's very grippy. This car does feature a flat pedal gearbox. That might surprise people. But in actual fact, Ferrari were experimenting with sequential and the flat pedal gearbox as early as 1987, I believe. But certainly by 1990, flat pedal gearboxes were coming in. In fact, I think the last F1 car to use a traditional H-pattern gearbox, from what I know, I think it was a Tyrrell in like 1995 or something. Around this same time, McLaren were experimenting with McLaren's car, I think it was the 91 car, had automatic upshifts. I think, you know, like I said, people need to correct me on this. My knowledge of F1 from this time isn't great. I do know that 992 is when things like active suspension was coming in, so a lot of technology in what are probably considered by many to not be the most technologically advanced cars in F1, but yeah, a lot of technology going into these early 90s cars. Right, penultimate lap now. Oh man, I just want to keep driving, this is so much fun. Ooh, a little bit wide there, missed the apex. Monza is just the perfect track for this car. Come on. The only downside is whenever a mod team like RSS puts out a car like this, you only ever get the one sort of body shape. And of course, there was a bit of variation in how the cars looked back then. For example, the McLaren looks a lot different from the Ferrari, and then you put the skin on it, and it just looks a bit wrong. I felt a little loose on exit there. Just want to keep driving. Leaders on final lap, that's me. Down to first when I don't need to be. Oh no, we've spun. Oh no. Oh my god. How embarrassing. Well, there wouldn't be, AI's nowhere to be seen. It wouldn't be a Ped Gives Up video without the classic Ped bottle. I was distracted, my phone's sitting on my desk next to me and it just went off. So I'm a little bit distracted. Man, you know, sending this car through Ascari is so much fun. And there we go, that is a wee 7-lap race in the RSS Formula 1990 V12 for Assetto Corsa. This is payware, of course, but like all RSS mods, it is absolutely worth your money. If you like this video, by all means leave a like and a comment. Feel like subscribing if you really liked it, and if sim racing is your thing. And I will see you in the next one.